Alright, so my throat has been in a lot of pain this week, so normally this would be Shooter Saturday, but instead I'm going to be talking about the launch of Call of Duty World War II, more specifically on the Xbox, but I've heard that all platforms have a lot of similar issues. And unfortunately, you heard me right, issues. This might be one of the clunkiest Call of Duty launches of all time. Which is kind of good for me, because if I would have came out the gate here saying, wow, what a great game, I probably would have another 12 months of being called a fanboy on my hands. So luckily there's an issue, because I complain when there's real issues that really affect the game. But let me make something clear. I think the gunplay is fun. All of the maps I've played so far have been fun. I like what's in the supply drops, I like how you earn them, I think headquarters is a cool idea. Fundamentally, with the way the game is made, I have no issues. But video games are software. Call of Duty World War II as a piece of software has had numerous problems trying to connect to Xbox Live and PlayStation Network since launch. Less so on PlayStation now, but still pretty heavily on Xbox. I either get stuck at the connecting to Xbox Live or fetching online profile screen. I had to restart my console twice for it to work. And this was after Activision came out and said the issues had been resolved. Going over to the headquarters, whole new realm of issues. There's a whole system where if you watch people open a supply drop, it gets you social score that, I don't know, it helps you get your own supply drops. I don't know, it's this weird interactive thing. It's not really of any detriment to the game, in my opinion. It's just kind of silly, but it doesn't even work, for me at least. When people, they'll drop their supply drops in the headquarters, and then I'll go to look at what's inside, and it just sits there. And when it does show me the content, I don't get the social score for it. I wasn't able to accept my daily currency or my every 4-hour currency payroll thing from the mail. And when I walk over to talk to the quartermaster lady, it just takes me into an empty lobby, and I can't actually see the quartermaster or the challenges. So watching people open supply drops doesn't work. Also, I gained a supply drop in a match, a rare supply drop, at the end of a match, of Team Deathmatch, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I have no idea where it is or where it went. It says I won a rare supply drop, but I have no option to call it in or pick it up somewhere. I'm guessing maybe it's at the quartermaster, but I can't tell because even after restarting the game numerous times, the quartermaster lady still isn't talking to me. And God, my voice sounds horrible. I'm really tired of catching these little half colds. I sound awful. But if you can look past that, one more thing. After every match, and this is something I've heard from every platform, so this is not just limited to Xbox here, luckily for us. After a match, it shows you the end scoreboard, and then it'll lock up there and not let you do anything until the next match starts, which is like 50 seconds to a minute. Or in my case, last night on launch night and launch day today, it just soft locked there, and I sat there for like 5 minutes just seeing if it would work itself out, seeing what the issue was, mashing buttons. Nothing worked. Oh, that's right, there's another headquarters issue. When you open up your little supply drop menu to call in your supply drop, a pretty big issue is that it will lock up there, and I have to disconnect my controller and reconnect it to jar the game back and give me my controls back. Now, I'm sure not everybody will have all of these issues. These are the issues I've ran into, and these are issues that are frustrating me. I had a better experience on Battlefield 1's launch night, Infinite Warfare's, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Advanced Warfare. The only launch that's worse than this, well, almost worse than this, is Black Ops 3, because some people on Xbox with Black Ops 3 had to completely reinstall the game because they got the wrong version, so that pretty much sucked. And my one last complaint about Call of Duty World War II is I feel like for the base Xbox One and maybe also the base PS4, they've done a graphical downgrade since the beta. I'm guessing with some of their more graphically intensive maps, and I know there's a pretty massive misconception that this game could just as easily ran in 2008, but there's actually a lot of stuff going on these maps, and I feel like to save frame rate, watching Call of Duty is very important. They lowered image quality, anti-aliasing quality, just resolution, everything just feels toned down. And when looking at the game raw on a monitor, I can even see checkered patterns in the fire and smoke. So I feel like these games are going to be best on PS4 Pro, PC, and Xbox One X, because damn is it fuzzy. I thought Black Ops 3 was a fuzzy game on the Xbox One, And I know the Xbox One has limited hardware, and I know it shows those limitations in a lot of places, but Black Ops 3's incredibly slow texture load times and fuzzy resolution and terrible anti-aliasing. I mean, Black Ops 3 had it to the point that if anything had like a glow, it would also have a little bit of fuzz around it. And it's kind of similar here in Call of Duty World War II. Any rounded object like an iron sight ends up looking jagged and blurry. And I'm guessing the 4K mode on the Xbox One X enhanced version will be super sampled. I'm guessing increased texture filtering. I'm guessing they're going to do basically what every Xbox One X enhanced game does and really tries to push for higher end PC settings, especially for these streamlined 60 FPS games that can already run on potato boxes. This next part's a real conspiracy theory. Do not believe it. Do not repeat this to your friends unless, of course, you preface it as being a conspiracy theory. But maybe they tone down the graphics on the PS4 and Xbox One versions to encourage people to buy PS4 Pros and Xbox One X's. But more likely, it's just that they have to save 60 frames per second more than tight resolutions. And in that respect, I will appreciate Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered for looking like some of the best Call of Duties on the Xboner and the PS4. So, graphical downgrades, lots of headquarters glitches, aftermatch problems, and that's pretty much my launch. Oh, also being locked out from signing on, and the servers going down. And you have me playing very little. I'm usually grinding Call of Duty for hours and hours on the first launch weekend, and I'm sitting here going, I don't want to play Loading Screen Simulator. And maybe I have the problem worse than other people, but I will be completely power cycling my console and everything, and I'll let you guys know at the end of this weekend if things have gotten any better. Expect a little bit more Call of Duty content up until probably next week, so I'm very sorry about that. I know Call of Duty's for faggots, whatever. But this game has a lot of potential, and I hope Sledgehammer can patch these things out and fix them. I'm sure if you already hate Call of Duty, and especially you hate Call of Duty World War II, you will use this as fuel, but really these are just facts. These are not biased things. These are not for or against Call of Duty World War II. I'm just listing off the issues I'm having with the program itself. I have nothing but faith in Sledgehammer's ability to damage control this by next week, but who knows. And before anyone says it, not all of these issues are caused by large player counts. That doesn't create actual software bugs and soft locks. That's not what that would do. I understand servers being a little bit clunky, but soft locking the game or locking people out of their controls for hitting the button at the wrong time, that's software related. So thanks for putting up with my nasally, shitty, gross voice, and I will see you guys later. I'm not going to be recording too many more videos of this length because I want to save my throat and not kill it. I pushed myself too hard last time I fought off a cold. So yeah, see you when I see you guys. Goodbye.